everybody for coming. I'm Joanna Delegata, Director here at the SELPA for Transition and Technical Support. So my first time taking it to the teachers mini fair without Fran. So I'm sad, but also super excited because I used to just be sitting in here and now I can stand here. Thank you, teachers. I know that it's not easy to get out of your classrooms. I already know some of your subs were late getting to your class so that you could get here, but it's always enjoyable to have a hot lunch on a Friday and then get to leave a little bit early. So thank you for coming. And just so our agencies know that we have in this room today our secondary teachers and post-secondary teachers from around the county. I see Simi, Oxnard Union, some NPS, who else am I missing? Ojai, Conejo, Moorpark, Santa Paula, Fillmore. Am I missing anybody else?
Department of Corrections.
Oh, welcome. Nice to see you. And we also have some program specialists in the room as well as teachers. And besides teachers and program specialists, do I have anybody else? School psychologists? Okay, so now we know who we have in the room.
My name is Ventura Martinez, and I'm the Simi Valley Children's Team Manager for Tri-County's Regional Center. I'm here representing the transition team. As all of you may or may not be aware, we recently, this past year, created a transition team for Ventura County. I had a few of the transition service coordinators and Oxnard children team managers and adult team managers had some of those transition coordinators, so now we have one team. We do have a new supervisor. Her name is Patricia Washington. Some of you might have already met her, and I will go ahead and give you her contact information. If you have any feedback as far as making the process of contacting the service coordinators more seamless or anything of that nature, that is her role, and part of creating a transition team was to help make everything much smoother. So her email is pwashington@tri-counties.org. Her phone number is, one more time, pwashington@tri-counties, COUNTIES.org. So she's currently supervising 14 service coordinators for all of Ventura County. There's about 900 cases on her team, so she has a hefty job. Her phone number is 805-351-3149. That's 805-351-3149.
What's her first name?
Patricia. And I'll give you the fax number. You can fax to her any invites. If you don't know who the service coordinator is for your particular student, you can fax it and just write "Attention Patty Washington," and she will forward that to the appropriate service coordinator. The fax number is 805-485-5184. One more time, 805-485-5184.
So on the Tri-County's website, there's some contact information, and Patty's information is here as well.
It's the general Ventura County office info. Right there, that's their address. But giving you her specific information if you want to contact her directly. So in general, the transition team for Ventura County is covering persons between the ages of 16 to 22. And the hope is that they're attending IEPs and they're preparing the families and the person served to transition to adult services. If your student is not a person served by the regional center and they have a diagnosis of autism, cerebral palsy, epilepsy, or intellectual disability, you can refer the family to Lalo Perez. He is our intake coordinator. He will assess the families or the person for eligibility. In addition to the diagnosis, they need to have at least 3 substantially handicapped areas, and you don't have to worry about that. He will do that. I will give you his contact info. Again, his name is Lalo Perez. He's our intake coordinator for persons who do not have a case with Tri-Counties. His email is lperez@tri-counties.org. lperez@tri-counties.org. And you can use the number on the website to contact him and leave a message with the secretary, and they'll forward that to him. I think that's it. I have brochures that talk about the transition process in Spanish and English. Oh, I just want to point out, we are having community presentations in Oxnard, March 26th. We're going to be reviewing our expenditure data for 2014. We ran some data, and the results show that we need to do better about serving some of our families. So the purpose of that meeting is to have discussions with the community, present the data, and really look to them as far as what we can do better to better serve minority families and adult persons and all of that. So if you're welcome to come, I have flyers here in English and Spanish. We will be having translation, so please take some and invite your persons. And basically, as a service coordinator, transition service coordinator, we attend the IEPs, like I said, prepare the families for the transition, and set up adult services. Once those have been established and they're secure, then the case transfers over to the adult team. So a lot of work in 2 minutes. So you have the contact, and again, we're open to feedback. Patty is very passionate about serving the transition service coordinators and the children. For new managers, she's put a whole team together, new and old with Tri-County. So again, it's to really help work collaboratively with SELPA and all of the community representatives here. So please give her feedback. We want to do better. So thank you.
Principal with the Career Education Center, formerly the Regional Occupational Program. And this is Susie McKean. We're born on the same day. We're kind of like sisters. Yeah.
We're going to sing pretty soon.
Yeah, we're going to sing. Okay. But I taught fashion and entrepreneurship for like 17 years, and Ms. McKean is teaching that now. She's a teacher on special assignment, and she's also our marketing person. But we really just want everyone here to know that the Regional Occupational Program, now the Career Education Center, is on and popping. Okay, we're not going anywhere, we're not closing down, we're getting new, we're getting better, and we're getting more improved, and we love special populations. Christine Powell and I were roommates. I shouldn't say roommates, but she was next door. She was my neighbor at Thousand Oaks High School for years, and she also told me about this program today, as well as Susie, and as well as you. Thank you so much. And she wants to make a concerted effort, at least on her campus, and maybe just state, maybe nationwide, to have more and more students enrolled in our programs. We have never, and Susie can attest to this, we have never had a student with an IEP or 504, any type of disability, that we could not serve our program. The only time was this past semester where a paraprofessional couldn't stay after 3 o'clock, but the student, as long as the para was there, the needs were severe, and such that he needed, constant care. It was a welding class. So, but other than that, we really, really want to help with the transition. Again, we have information here. Ms. McKean has worked diligently over the last year to get nice, beautiful color brochures of all of our different classes and programs. We have our 2015-2016 schedule. You just need to talk to the counselor. If you have any students that you think have leadership skills or anything of that nature, we have a brand new ambassador program, a CEC brand ambassador program, where we want to have a student at every high school campus that basically represents the CEC on your campus. So they'll have brochures, they will have information, they'll connect with the liaison counselors to ensure that we have students and that everybody on the campus is well informed, and the communication flow is back and forth. And also a lot of our teachers, our classes don't start until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So in the morning when you have IEPs, just send out an invitation, and a lot of our teachers can make the IEPs if they're not visiting the site.
just want to add also that we do serve adults at night. We have night classes Monday through Thursday, and you can sign your students up through those classes through Oxnard Adult Ed. Thank you.
Counselor at Ventura College over at the Educational Assistance Center, and what we are proud is to provide assistance to students with disabilities to fully engage into the mainstream of regular college life. And our goal is to provide them with support systems to have equal access to all programs, activities at the campus. Some of the services we provide include counseling, vocational, career, academic, personal, and disability-related counseling. We also offer classes in preparation to set a strong base from which they can build on to then transition into main courses, mathematics, writing skills. Also, we offer life skills and college life to prepare them to transition smoothly from high school to college. That includes note-taking, what's my best learning style, exam strategies, memory power, etc. We also offer assistive technology courses that can assist them to learn how to use the computer system, write papers, because throughout each course they're going to need to know how to write them in a computer or facilitate that. We offered accommodations for testing that include extended test-taking time. They would entail double the time for an exam in our center versus in the classroom to ease that anxiety, give them a little more time to kind of revisit those answers, if you will. We also offer distraction-reduced environment for some of the students that get easily distracted. They see a couple of students whip through that exam and they're like, oh, what's happened? In our facility, they have a little more area for them to take their time and really do their best in exams, which is very important. We also offered alternative media for those that need it, meaning formats in different, if you will, instructional material in different formats, Braille, e-text, and we solely focus on the individual need and the availability of us providing that service. So I have some information for you here, brochures that outline in detail what our goal is, also what services we offer, some of the classes that our students can partake in and make a nice transition. In addition to that, I would like to share with you that we have steps in which a new freshman can partake in. Our early registration deadline for, if you will, starts June 22nd for incoming freshmen. And I have a guide here step by step on what they need to do. Very important, a student that is coming to us needs to have a disability. It needs to be medically documented. Earlier you went through your IEPs. That's a great source for us to get great vital information for them. And they do need to accomplish a couple of steps. Register for school. 2, make an appointment to take their assessments in English and math to really see what level they should be placed in. For us counselors, that's vital. And then 3, meet with one of us counselors so we can map out their educational goals. I have that for you here, and we'll welcome you to come into our table and ask any questions. Thank you very much.
I feel like I'm here for all the libraries in Ventura County today. We offer a host of programs and resources and materials, not just for those students that you're working with, but their families as well. We have a number of things that we offer in an online environment, so if you are far out there in the county somewhere, far from us anyway, you can get those resources delivered right into the homes of your students. We have things such as career transitions, which will help them in college and career planning if they're looking for that kind of resource. And of course, we have downloadable ebooks, we have all of those sorts of things. But in the library as well, we have a number of different programs that we offer. We have a music program twice a month where people can come in and just enjoy a great concert, which I know is very valuable, not just to the students that you're working with, but their families as well. We have early literacy services, we have a literacy program, we have a host of different things to meet the needs of virtually everyone in the community. If you are not close to us though, we're certainly happy to let you know who is. So if you need that information as well, just come on over and ask, and I can hopefully I'll know who you're close to, and I can get you matched up with them. But again, we offer a number of different things. Yes, we do have all those traditional services that you're used to from a library. We have close to 200,000 items in the building that people can check out with that free library card. but we do have a lot of online resources and a lot of whole person things, like I said, with our programming and other things. So if you'd like more information about the library, I encourage you to come on over. And again, as I said, we're not your closest library. We can probably figure out who is and get you matched up with them as well. So thank you. Thank you for having us today.
And what we do is we are a state-funded program that helps children with certain disabilities, physical limitations, and chronic illnesses. What we do is we pretty much manage their medical care. So we're not Medi-Cal, we kind of do something different than Medi-Cal, but we only cover the disability that's in our program. And there are certain disabilities that they can come in with. There's heart disease, cancer, tumors, spina bifida, muscle disorder. So we have a slew of different services that we offer. What I primarily do is I'm the social worker, and we start the transition process at 14. We also have MTU units, so that's the medical therapy units where we provide occupational and physical therapy, and we start the transition process there at 14. They can stay in our program until they're 21. In our other case teams, I start the transition at 18, and I pretty much give them information on what they can do outside in the community and where they could go, like they can go to college and stuff like that. So I give them all a big, huge booklet of things that they could do. I have information that I give out to all the clients, and if you can come over, and I have my card here, you can come and pick up some of this information. Okay?
I'm the Community Program Specialist at State Council on Developmental Disability Central Coast Office. We were formerly known as Area Board 9. What our agency does is we provide advocacy and training for those families who have children or young adults with a developmental disability. We're able to assist the families on understanding their educational rights, their regional center rights, as well. We also assist families with government benefits when they get a denial from Social Security, a denial from Medi-Cal, or an overpayment with Social Security. We're able to file like waivers for them, help them understand why they were denied or what documents they're missing. We also conduct trainings on transition services. We just did a training yesterday in St. Louis Obispo where we were able to train the families on what to expect before their children transition to young adult, who they need to be speaking to before that transition takes place, or what documents they should be looking for. We are able to serve any family in any given language because we have access to translators. So if a family speaks only Mixteco or Tagalog, we are able to have somebody who interprets the language that they feel comfortable talking to us with. We are also we're able to attend IEPs, but what our agency tries to do is try to empower the families so they're the ones that are able to understand their rights. And because they're going to be in this process for a long time, we would just want to make sure that they know that what the rights are, the process, and be able to advocate for individuals on their own, or even that young adult be able to understand the rights. We also provide resources on housing, for example, what if they're having a landlord-tenant due to the child having behavioral issues. We're able to provide them with those resources, conservatorship resources, and what to look for now that they're transitioning. Or if they just want us to review an IEP or an IPP, our agency is able to do that. I am the only advocate in the office, and I am the one that does both the 3 counties. Therefore, when I do provide direct representation, I clearly choose the ones that really need my assistance, my legal assistance. But any call that we get to our office, we're always able to assist them, in whether it's informal or formally. These are temporary brochures because we are in the process of changing our name and everything. So if your families have any questions or just need clarification on something, feel free to refer them to our agency.
Welcome. My name is Alma Ixta and
Elizabeth Baker.
And we're here from Behavioral Health, Alcohol and Drug Prevention Programs, and we're here with information with prevention. Our main objective is to be out in the community and to show families in the community all the services that we have within the county with behavioral health, alcohol and drug prevention. We do presentations for schools on prevention. We also are out at resource fairs, health fairs, things like that. So we're here to be a good resource for you. So please stop by our table. We have a really cool website. It's VenturaCountyLimits.org, and you'll be able to download most of the forms, most of the brochures that we have on the table. You'll be able to have access to them, and you could also call us, and we can order supplies for you so that you can have them for your families.
And also, we can do anything in prevention by, we work with the students in English and with the parents in Spanish. Thank you.
Wellness and Recovery Center. We're located in downtown Oxnard, and we serve young people 18 to 25 years old that have mental health or mental health and substance abuse issues. Most specifically, we're serving those that are homeless, foster care, transitioning from juvenile justice or Todd Road County Jail, and those that are prior behavioral health or need behavioral health services. So pretty much I have the pleasure to work with young people that have been there, done that, are in recovery themselves, or and are taking the next steps in their professional career. They are the ones that can come alongside the young people and be the keepers of hope, if you will, and help them make a plan for next steps. So we offer about 4 hours of learning experience daily, anything from life skills to job readiness, excuse me, WRAP, which is Wellness and Recovery Action Planning, and that's a program from Mary Ellen Copeland, and that pretty much is just helping the young person just figure out like a roadmap to what does it look like when I'm well. We do substance awareness, creative expression, certain things like that, and we're a complete member-run, peer-driven center. And we also go out into the community because we are charged to serve the entire county. We're funded by Ventura County Behavioral Health, and we're considered an outreach and engagement program for the formal behavioral health services in our county. We do a lot. We have parenting classes, and we go out to the Todd Road Jail, to Juvenile Justice Center, and try to work with and engage the young people into a healthier transition, if you will. My colleague, Dr. Savette Johnson, was unable to be here today. She sends her apologies, but she's the clinic administrator for the Transitions Program, the formal Ventura County Behavioral Health Program for the 18 to 25-year population. And so they have clinics throughout our county. I believe they have a specific program in Conejo, Simi Valley, Oxnard, and I believe there's a small program in Ventura City. So they're more formal service, therapy, group setting, like a full service partnership, for those of you that are aware of full service case managers that go out into the community and support the young person with medication and psychiatrist support and that sort of thing. So I welcome you to look at the website, come to our table. I'll do my best to answer any questions on Ventura County Behavioral Health. Have a great rest of the afternoon.
So I'm Sarah Palomino. I am with Gold Coast Health Plan, and we manage the Medi-Cal benefits for the County of Ventura. I brought some things with me today that I wanted to share with you. One of them is our new newsletter, which talks about our new autism benefit and how you can have access to those services for the people that you work with. And I also brought our FAQ on how to access services for mental health as well. And if you have any questions regarding benefits, or if you work with someone who needs help with benefits, or they want to know about their Medi-Cal renewal, we also have our monthly meetings that we do throughout the county, and I have that list with me. So I really just have a lot of literature and some cool mood pencils if you want to get some. And if you have any one-on-one questions, I will have a case manager. She should be here shortly if you have any more specific questions. And that's it. Thank you.
My name is Asil Siobhan Riley. I'm from the Department of Rehabilitation. And I think that some of you may have known of Department of Rehabilitation for a long time, and maybe for a few people, this is the first time you've heard about us. We are a state agency that assists individuals with disabilities with employment, and we do work with all ages, all disabilities. We have a few offices here in Ventura County, one in the Oxnard-Ventura area and one in Thousand Oaks. There are actually offices all over the state of California, but those are the closest here. So in a nutshell, we do help people with employment. Our biggest offering being that we can assist people with training programs, funding for training programs, and employment placement assistance. There are a number of other services that we provide that are of no cost to the individual, that supports them in their quest for employment, such as assistive technology perhaps, maybe transportation funding to get to school. There are a number of services that we provide, and one of the wonderful things about the Department of Rehabilitation is that it is no cost. It is no cost to apply for our services. A person does have to apply, so it does take a little bit of effort to do that. But I always tell people that that effort is definitely worth their time, because if they are found eligible for benefits, there are a number of things that can be offered to them as they reach for employment. So an individual who comes to us in order to be eligible does have to have some sort of a diagnosis, a physical or mental impairment that is a substantial impediment to employment, that they can benefit from our services, and that they indeed want to work, because work is the outcome that we're looking for to assist the person with. Let's see. Well, I think overall that's probably about what I would have to say as an introduction to Department of Rehabilitation. We've been around for many, many years, over 50 years. We're going to still be around. So if any of you want to use our services here in the near future, that's awesome. And if it turns out maybe it's in a year or 2 or 3 from now, we'll still be here, and would invite you to have us on your list of resources so that you can talk to us whenever you're ready. Thank you.
Yeah. Remember all those kids? Yeah, we're good. Okay, I'm Lori Jordan. I work for Rainbow Connection Family Resource Center. We're the Family Resource Center at Tri-Counties Regional Center. We serve regional center families. Okay, that was official. Anyone can walk in the door. We're open to anyone. We provide information, training, and support. Information might be, now watch my hand will work. Oh, this looks so good, my marker and hand work. Information on all those transition things, information on Social Security. Is the child going to be applying for SSI when they turn 18? So we have an extensive library in Oxnard and in Simi Valley. And also a little bit of help for families when they use I'm so old that when I did the whole parenting thing, there wasn't an internet. But now we've gone the whole other way where there is so much information out there. And it's really hard for families to figure out what's legitimate information and what is something that someone feels is very, very true in their heart, but maybe not quite as scientifically proven as would like to have it. So just helping families figure out how do you go through all of that information on the internet. And so information training, we have got an incredible speaker coming to talk about the difference between certificate of completion and diploma. Do you know yet if you're doing it in Oxnard or Simi?
We're doing it in, oops, I won't do that. We're doing it in Oxnard.
Okay, it is in Oxnard.
Oxnard
for sure.
on March 18th in the evening, 6:30 to 8.
Okay.
And
Works for
I'm
me.
looking for,
Oh, this was a good lead-in, huh?
I'm looking for a teacher from Oxnard to, one certificate teacher and one diploma-bound teacher who would like to join me, so that the parents and families could meet the faces of who they might be meeting, just yet another opportunity. And we'll go over those two options and have a little question-answer session.
I think it'll be great. And that's part of our different, it's a series on transitioning to adulthood. We've got another one coming up, conservatorships and alternatives to conservatorships, so different things like that. So lots of different trainings. And if you hear from parents that there's a real need, will you let us know? And we can put something together. We serve all of Ventura County, and we have offices in Oxnard and Simi, but we also have wonderful, wonderful community partners where we can go and do presentations in other parts of the county. We have information on some of the resources. We don't duplicate services. If someone else is doing it, we partner with them. So for instance, on CalFresh, we're not experts on CalFresh, but we have someone come from CalFresh once, I believe it's a quarter, to meet with families and answer those questions. So referring them to other agencies or partnering with the agencies to come to us. And we also do support. We have a support group in English and Spanish for parents who have kids in high school and also transition age, and then also for parents who have adult children. It's, when you're talking about transition, having a child with special needs is just like having any other child, only more so. Even parents of the kid who has aced every AP class still have that moment when they look at the kid and go, oh my God, you're never gonna make it. Because they've just done something so incredibly stupid that I don't know how you can. I mean, seriously, I had both kids in my home, and there were times I worried about both of them for different reasons. But when your kid has aced all the AP classes, it's a momentary fear. It's a momentary concern. When your child has special needs and you have spent all of your life up to that point, his life, making sure things work, it's real scary. This transition to adulthood becomes completely different. It's hard to understand. I'm being very honest now, as a parent, how can my rights change from one day to the next? Because that's exactly what happens. The day that kid turns 18, it's completely different. And I used to be such a strong advocate for self-advocacy skills. It's so important to teach children self-advocacy skills that they'll be able to use for a lifetime, until my son used them on me. And so I'm not quite the advocate I used to be on that one, because he had a lot of medical issues, and we talked a lot about medical things. And so in a very crowded waiting room, they called his name, and we both stood up, and he turned and he said, you're not coming in with me. And you know, it's boring in a crowded way, so everyone's like, ooh, this might be good. So now everyone's watching me, and I said, well, yes, I am going in with you. And he goes, nuh-uh, and he looks at the gal with the chart, and he goes, I'm 18 now, all of 3 weeks of 18, by the way. I'm 18 now, and I don't want her to go in with me. And you can see her frantically looking in the chart, and her face falls as she realizes, yes, he's really 18, and she looks at me like, please don't make me tell you you can't come in. So I sat down and pretended like I really, really liked People magazine. Really, really. So much so that I read the whole page over and over and didn't have to turn pages because it might slip. We were there because my son had shot himself with a BB gun because he wondered what that would feel like. And we're gonna let him make medical decisions, seriously? But he chose not to let me go in with them. And they ultimately decided the BB was too close to something or another to take it out. And he now lives in Minnesota where it's really, really cold. And sometimes that BB gets really, really cold. And I am such a good and warm, loving mother that when he complains, I say, that's karma, honey, because you didn't let mommy go in with you. But just realizing for families, these are incredible transitions. This is a kid that I went through a lot of medical things with, and suddenly he stands up and says, you're not going with me. So if families seem, it's because we are. It's scary, we're really worried about our children. And so I thank you for all the support that you're providing for the families in getting our kids ready. And I really do appreciate what all of you do.